develop and deliver quality services to the client group that are out there.
And helping those in the community that need it most.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, Robert Gibson, for holding the space. Much appreciated.
I welcome the opportunity of saying what I say and well, and how much I enjoy being part of FASS.
Okay, thank you. Hello, this is Lisa for K107 and we're here with Holding the Space, and we're here today with Linda Leaper, who is, I believe, the Health Centre Counselling Coordinator for FASS.
That's correct,
and
Lisa, yes.
And we're here today for the AGM, and can I ask what your role involves, Linda?
So as you said, I'm the Health Centre Counselling Coordinator. So that means we have counsellors out working in around 19 health centres all over the length and breadth of Fife.
Must be quite busy.
Yeah, we are. We're very busy. There's a lot of demand for our service. So basically I liaise with the health centres just to make sure we're okay for rooms, sometimes to talk about client numbers, and I also deal with any issues that the health centre counsellors may have, either with their caseload or again with rooms, anything like that. The job also involves quite a lot of talking to other outside agencies, so a lot of contact with social workers, with other health professionals, anything that's involved in the welfare of the clients attending our health centres, then that would be my role to deal with it.
So it's very much representing FASS within the local community and beyond?
Yes, that's right. As I say, particularly health centres, hospitals. We have other services as well, and we have another coordinator who deals with the evening service, the outreach service.
Okay. In terms of volunteering yourself, which is very much the subject today, am I right in saying that you started your career with volunteering?
Yes, that's right. I started as a volunteer with FASS, it's 20 years ago now, and that involved giving 3 hours a week, one evening a week. And I did that for about 7 years. At that point I then trained as a supervisor, so I was still volunteering, but I began to get some paid work as a supervisor as well. And it kind of went on from there. You know, I became a health centre counsellor myself, and then from there the job as coordinating the health centre counsellors came up, and I've been doing that for 2.5 years now. Wow.
Because when we spoke about I started volunteering 20 years ago, and you already smiled. It sounds wow.
It sounds such a long time ago. I can't quite believe how long it is myself.
You must have helped a lot of people in that time.
Yeah, I would hope so anyway, yes. And, you know, it's a job that it can be very rewarding, but like anything else, that sometimes you get the occasional perhaps disappointment, because occasionally some of our clients may not return, and you're never absolutely sure why that was. And I think especially at the beginning of your career as a counsellor, you start thinking, oh, was it something I did, or indeed something I didn't do? You kind of blame yourself. But with experience you realise that actually there can be lots of reasons for people not returning.
Is there any advice you'd give to anyone that is training to be a counsellor, or a baby counsellor if you like, you know, very much in those early days? Is there any piece of advice you'd give to them?
I would say, just to keep an open mind, because for me, counselling, it's kind of not just something, it's not a hat that you stick on and you do the job 3 hours a week. For me, it's actually something that can change your own life. So I would say, you know, to be open and to be to reflect on your own life, and, you know, just to, as I say, almost to view it as a way of life. It's not just 3 hours a week and you forget about it.
So very much a vocation as opposed to a job.
Yes, I would say so. Yeah, absolutely. And you know, having said that, it really can change your own life for the better as well, because you are thinking, you are reflecting about your own life, your own choices. You know, you're encouraging clients to do that, so it sort of comes naturally that you would do it about yourself as well.
So am I right in saying that if you were using the volunteers within FASS, they would gather a lot of skills that they could use in other areas?
Definitely, yes, because, basically the first step in being a counsellor is becoming a good listener, because sometimes we're not, we take listening for granted. We're not always as good at it as we think we are. So it's very much a transferable skill, I would say, in any area where you'd be working with people.
And in terms of FASS and the future of FASS, in the last year you've had a visit to the Scottish Parliament, you've won Organisation of the Year, which is amazing.
Yes.
What are your thoughts for the next year in the life of FASS?
Okay, so in about the last 18 months as well, we got COSCA recognition, which was something that I was involved in working on. So
congratulations.
Thank you. I would hope that we've actually just got the recognition again for a second year. So I would hope that in the future we can continue to get that recognition, because in a way that's like a confirmation for any potential clients that they're getting a good service from well-trained counsellors. We've also begun to diversify a little bit, and we've started to offer a generic counselling service which we call gift counselling. And so that is just a way of looking at what is the need out there in Fife, and wondering what can we do to help meet that need. So as I say, that's recently started, and I would hope that would be able to develop further, and also that we would look to any other potential need that's out there and see whether it's appropriate for us to introduce a service or a project to help meet that need.
So it's very much plugging the gaps that are needed out there, using your experience and the experience of your staff and volunteers.
Yeah, and like any organisation, we're always dependent on finding funding. So sometimes introducing something new, increasing widening our repertoire is a way of doing that, and it's a way of helping to ensure the continued existence of the agency.
Absolutely. Yeah. All the best, Linda.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for holding the space.
Thank you.
Hello, this is Lisa for Holding the Space of K107 FM. I'm here with John Hamilton, who is the Chair, Trustee and Director of Fife Alcohol Support Service. How are you, John?
I'm very well, thank you.
Okay, and you've had a very busy day today with the annual general meeting.
Indeed. And it went very well. Yeah. Very pleased to see so many people coming along to see what we're up to. Very gratifying to see so many of the local councillors come along. So very dependent on the council and health services for our funding.
Yeah, definitely.
And we also had David Torrance here, speaking about volunteering, which is very, very apt, because our organisation is built on volunteers.
Yeah, definitely.
In fact, we wouldn't be here without them. They are the core.
However, you yourself also volunteer, because your role is from your free time.
Yeah, and funny enough, I don't really sort of see myself as a volunteer. Funny enough.
Yeah. And you've been doing that for many years, haven't you?
I don't actually know how many years. I need to work that out, but it's probably 20 years. Maybe 10 years as the chair. And they re-elected me, so I must be doing something right.
You must be doing something right. So what first attracted you to working with Fife Alcohol Support Service?
Well, it was a strange introduction to it. A good friend and near neighbour of mine was the CEO of the organisation, CEO, and she used to discuss the organisation on a regular basis. She was building it up and actually transformed the organisation and made it more like it is just now. And but I would have long conversations with her about how it should go and how she felt it should go. And then eventually she said, "Would you like to join the board?" So I said I'd do that. And that, I can't remember how many years ago that is. And then when the last chairman resigned, and because I was one of the longer serving members, and Robert was too useful as the treasurer, they elected me as the chairman.
And you've had a very successful year, particularly in the last year, certainly in terms of being celebrated.
Yes,
nationally?
it's great. It's lovely to have that recognition. It's super. Because generally speaking, the organisations like ours just plod along, doing the best they can in a very difficult world, and just for somebody to say, "Yeah, you're doing well. That's good." It's very positive.
How did you feel about it when you were at the Parliament and you're sitting there and you're listening to, FASS being debated in the chamber after getting that cross-party?
It's surreal, actually.
Yeah.
It's surreal.
Yeah.
But everybody seemed to enjoy it. It was great that we were able to take so many of the FASS workers and volunteers to see that happening.
What's your view of volunteering within FASS? You mentioned that the organisation would find it very difficult to run without that core support. And I know that you invest a lot in your volunteers.
Well, yes, as I said, we can't run without the volunteers. When they come to us, they need to have some sort of basic counselling qualification. And from there, then we sort of train them in more specific aspects of volunteering and counselling people with drugs and alcohol problems. So maybe for some it's a good career move, good for the CV.
Definitely, and I think FASS has such a good reputation.
It does have a good reputation, and always pleased to hear people say how much they think of FASS. And we've had other people who've been in other running organisations like in the health service and whatnot. When they retire, they say, "We really appreciate the work that FASS has done, and we would like to come and volunteer with you." So that's happened on a couple of occasions.
Yeah, and that is such a massive compliment.
Tim Brett, for example, he was one of the ones that said he'd like to work with.
Yeah.
So
getting that feedback is quite warming, isn't
great.
it?
It's great.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
So, FASS in its 4th year, they've been to Parliament, you've been recognised as Organisation of the Year by Voluntary Action. Where would you like to see FASS go from here?
Well, when you look around, there's so much needed done. There's so many people that need help. And where do you go? It's very difficult. Obviously, we need to maintain our core services. We've just started becoming involved in the government's latest initiative on the Seek, Treat and Keep, which we hope will be successful. We're very aware that there's maybe not enough support for families where people have drugs and alcohol problems, and the impact it has on the families. So I think maybe that might be the next area we're looking to get into. But it's not identifying what services are required. It's getting the funding for them.
And that's a challenge.
Always the difficult thing.
Yeah.
One thing we're really keen to get up and running is the gift counselling side of things. And this is a new departure for us because it's not something we've got funding for that we can just set in place. It's something we're trying to grow, and we know there's lots and lots of people out there who've got mental health problems and could do with some counselling. But it's a long wait to get a counsellor on the NHS or something like that. So those with a little bit of money, we're hoping to offer them counselling, and they will pay whatever they can towards it. We're suggesting maybe £20 a session, but if you can't afford to pay anything, then they can still come along. So, but getting that rolled out across Fife is difficult. Just getting people aware of it being there.
Yeah, and making sure it's got the proper publicity and the proper the proper channels.
Okay, but we've certainly got the infrastructure is there. The start of it is there, with trained counsellors and proper supervision. And we've got some seed funding. But we just really need to get this off the ground, and I think it could be really good for society because there's so many of us need help.
Yes, absolutely, and you're making it available within the community at an affordable level.
That's what we're hoping to do. It's a bit of a departure for us.
That's what FASS is all about.
But everybody that's getting involved in this organisation, all the councillors are volunteers.
That's what we're all about. That's what we're talking about today, the face of volunteering.